So first of all, Doom the Dark Ages is unleashing on May 13th, and it's not playing around. Over 20 levels deep, nearly doubling down Eternal's count and stages, and the Doom's Guy Medieval now, meaning it's still built different. And about 20% of the game is just wild cinematic. Dragon raids, mech brawls, full chaos, and levels actually huge but paced to stay punchy. Like, if you thought Doom Eternal was peak first-person shooter, this one's pushing it even harder. Mark your calendars, May 13, we're not just fighting demons, we're making history. So far, the Dark Ages seems to nail the gameplay, the tone and the gore, but not the multiplayer.
Engines online.
I keep having the same dream. A horrible dream. Where monsters invade our world.
Lost Soul Aside is finally dropping May 30, and action RPG fans, this is your moment. Like, imagine if Devil May Cry's combated a baby with Final Fantasy's vibes and then fed it pure Unreal Engine 5. It's that wild. The visuals are insane. As you can see, the combat's fast, flashy, and smoother than your Crushers playlist, and after years in the shadows, it's hitting PlayStation 5 and PC like a cinematic storm. This one's got style, scale, and serious main character energy if you're into boss fights that feel like anime finales and world that punches you in the eyeballs, in a good way though. Lost Soul Aside would be locked in your sights.
I see great power within you, a destiny waiting to be fulfilled. Let me be your vengeance, the blade in your hand. Never wanted to be a hero. But for humanity's sake, you must.
The most dangerous planet in the universe. Dune Awakening is a multiplayer survival game on a massive scale.
Dune Awakening just hit snooze. Funcom's pushing the launch of the game from May 20 to June 10, with early access on June 5, and the reason being to polish the edges of the game, as testers have been deep in the beta trenches and the developers want to use that feedback to level up the game. If you missed it before, Dune Awakening isn't just another survival MMO here. Funcom here is aiming for something massive, spicy, and genre-bending. The extra 3 weeks here are supposed to make it slap on day 1, plus a huge beta weekend is coming next month, so more players can jump in early. Stay tuned, because on June 10, Arrakis is going full send.
Important locations like shipwrecks or abandoned Empyreal testing stations. Traverse difficult terrain with tools like the Shigawire Claw and Suspensor Belt, and claim powerful tech and gear. Expand your fleet of vehicles and upgrade them with new modules to suit your playstyle. From the cockpit of the iconic Ornithopter, even the most remote expanses of Arrakis are within your reach. In the deep desert, massive Coriolis storms regularly sweep across the land with monstrous power, changing the entire map every week. As new resources and secrets are revealed, the race to survey the vast new landscape begins anew. Be the first to mark the location of precious resources, and give the map to your allies, or sell it to other players on the exchange. Here, there are no paths to tread, only power to claim. This is infinite exploration.
You have been chosen, Aram Delira.
On the other hand, Blade of Fire just dropped its first 5 minutes of gameplay, and honestly, it's serving major God of War energy. Maybe a little too much. Aaron, our big sword boy here, slices through goblins, undead, and puzzles in a vibe-heavy forest that feels more Midgard than original. There's weapon switching, hammer smashing, and some light lore tease, but it's all dripping in Kratos' core. OG fans of Blade of Darkness might miss the eerie, gritty charm here. Still, it looks clean, weighty, and pretty hype. These developers are cooking something, no doubt, but here's hoping it finds its own flavor before launch on May 22nd.
Only you can forge your legend.
Be advised, suspects are heavily armed. Approach with caution.
Okay, kid.
With that being said, Precinct drops its limited physical edition on May 13, bringing you face-to-face with the streets. In this game, you play the role of a rookie cop out to clean the streets and solve the mystery of his father's murder. The game's a neo-noir action sandbox, which is packed with high-speed car chases, intense shootouts, and lots of investigation through a city ruled by gangs. The limited edition here includes the full game, city map poster, and a digital soundtrack. In the game itself, you gotta roam the alleys, call in backup, chase perps, and uncover conspiracies behind the city's criminal underworld. Pre-order now and get some physical bonuses.
Units in the vicinity, please respond to an incident. Last seen is...
Elden Ring Nightreign is diving headfirst into the co-op survival genre. And the latest trailer just introduces the Raider, which is, if you miss it, this tanky powerhouse built to smash through enemies and take a beating without flinching. Yeah, Nightreign launches on May 30 on consoles and PC. This spin on the Elden Ring universe here lets you team up in squads and survive these 3 really diddly day and night cycles. Like, it's a mix of exploration, evolving biomes, and intense boss fights, the same old, with permadeath runs feeding into relic-based character upgrades. It's survival with From Software's signature sting.
One woke from a deep slumber.
Moving on to number 7, we've got The Midnight Walk, which hits PSVR 2 and PC VR on May 8, and it's one of the weirdest, coolest looking VR games in a while. Everything's made from real clay and scanned into the game. There's over 700 built-in models, giving it this trippy stop-motion vibe, and you play as the Burnt One, which is this guy who's walking through a creepy, surreal world where sound matters just as much as sight. You close your eyes to hear better. You outsmart the enemies, solve puzzles with matches, and use this shell phone for story bits. The Midnight Walk is not about killing. It's that kind of a game. It's about sneaking, distracting, and just soaking in the vibes. Think cozy horror with some wild ideas.
Hurry over to their main office on 13 Farrell Street.
I should go there ASAP. Desperately need a job.
It's 1959, nuclear dread, retro jams, and a seriously unstable courier. Deliver at all costs throws you in this chaos of Winston Green. He's angry, unlucky, and stuck hauling cargo through destructible city streets. 1 minute like you're launching a giant flopping Merlin through traffic, and the next one you're defusing a bomb with your bumper. Everything breaks, everyone's mad, and the story spirals into full-blown madness across 3 different acts. Lots of weird missions here, weird characters and weirder outcomes. You can play solo, raise hell, and vibe with a 50s radio that really slaps harder than a jukebox. The game launches on May 22nd on all consoles.
Completing every delivery.
We're reshaping the very essence of delivery services to ensure that every package is delivered with utmost efficiency.
My bad.
Hey, that delivery's mine to make.
This is just the beginning.
There's something off about you, kid. I just know it.
I have never encountered a case as unprecedented as this one.
You think you can push me around? Well, I have news for you.
Focus fire on the new target.
You ain't no ordinary courier.
You don't know what you're dealing with.
How come there's no record of a Winston Green, huh? I'm done explaining myself to you.
Life's full of ups and downs. Sometimes we stumble and fall.
If I learned anything...
You sound like so much garbage. Worry not, because you can always turn to Kindred for a solution.
That being said, corporate dumped you. Planet's weird, the gear's wild. Revenge of the Savage Planet hits May 8 and it's louder, dumber, gooier, and somehow even more unhinged than the first time. The game is in third person now with crossplay, split-screen co-op, and 4 chaotic worlds full of freaky creatures to deal with. You're gonna clean, shoot, slide, and craft your way through a galaxy that obviously didn't want you here. Like, you can even collect aliens like Pokemons and keep them outside your trailer to patrol. Anyway, Day 1 edition of the game here comes with a scratch and sniff card, seriously, and this is how the game looks.
On the ground to slow down a speedy foe, or lay down a goo fuse. Then after your buddy has upgraded that pacifier pistol with a charged shot, light them all up. If that doesn't work, try...
The Mag Fork from Kindred Labs.
Move mountains. Create platforms. Grab makeshift spears from the environment. And remember, you still have
your lasso and whip from Wild Times.
Whip some critters to keep them at bay so you or your buddy can punt them off a cliff. Oh, the hilarity that will ensue. Then upgrade that whip so you can grapple launch yourself to new heights. Or better yet, kick a few critters into the air while you and your buddy pick them off with a brand new
Griffin Splunker pacifier pistol.
It's a homemade skeet shooting game. The Kindred catalog. You have the tools.
Level 5 just dropped a sneak peek at Fantasy Life I, The Girl Who Steals Time, and it's got us hyped. There's a new 14-minute gameplay footage digging through caves and gathering materials and what seems to be adding a whole lot more fun. In this game, you're hopping between 2 timelines, one where the island's thriving and the other one, well, it's a ruin. You're going to be exploring a massive open world, crafting better gear and battling monsters and vibing with the NPCs. Plus, it's got local co-op so you can team up with friends and enjoy a range of job options, from crafting to adventuring with a focus on casual, slow-life RPG elements. This RPG is dropping May 21st this year.
RPG about transcendental revelation. The game begins with your arrival on an unexplored planet to join an expedition that's discovered a monolith.
Coming as its developer's first work, we've got Empyreal. It's an action RPG and a single-player game set in a far-flung corner of the galaxy where the hero is on an expedition to find a monolith built by a lost civilization. So this is not the story of just one, but a memorable cast of characters that you're going to meet here in the game with personal quest lines and multiple endings for each one. The game is basically a really brave attempt at this genre, but we all know some small teams have done some of the greatest in video game history from these indie teams. We've got a lot of hopes for this one. So far it actually looks quite decent.
But there are skill-based elements as well. You can do perfectly timed attacks, deflects, parries, and even some abilities have extra effects if they are perfectly timed. One of the most important features of the game is something that we call cartograms. You can almost think of these as a blueprint for some of the aspects that you're encountering in a level. We don't do procedural level design. We do the level design by hand because we wanted to create all sorts of interesting details, shortcuts, hidden nooks and crannies, and things like that. Empyreal is coming to Steam, PlayStation, and Xbox on May 8th.
And you can now chain multiple critical attacks together by pressing the button with the right timing.
Capcom's bringing a remaster of Onimusha to Samurai's Destiny on May 23 this year, and it really seems to be packed with exciting new features, including a Hell mode, which is a new difficulty where a single hit will lead to instant death. Like, only the most skilled samurai will survive it, probably. You play as a swordman out for revenge against Nobunaga Oda, but this time the game takes things up a notch. You get branching paths, multiple allies with their own stories, and some seriously satisfying combat. It's old school hack and slash, but with depth, strategy, and a bit of that eerie Resident Evil style tension.
And this time around, they're all available from the start, so you can play them whenever you want. Everything is unlocked from the beginning, and the game has a surprising amount of content. The remaster brings a lot of tweaks. Apart from the fact that the graphics are now in high definition, we've also included quality of life improvements to make it more fun to play. So if you're new to the series, this is a great time to start.
Immerse yourself in vast, disaster-stricken environments.
I would have to say, RoadCraft isn't your typical racer as well. It's straight up stress therapy disguised as a driving sim. I mean, this game is made by the team behind SnowRunner and Space Marine 2, a beast of a game all about hauling massive loads across the sketchiest terrains imaginable. Like one wrong move, you're flipping off a cliff. It's slow, pretty intense, and every run feels like a boss fight. Forget speedruns, this one is survival on wheels. RoadCraft is actually inspired by Wages of Fear vibes. It's you, a massive truck, and roads that really hate. It's out on May 20 on PC, and it's already on sale if you pre-order.
From treacherous mountains and dense forests to unforgiving deserts, every region is packed with critical missions and optional contracts.
The biggest pirate shipwreck of the days.
Coming up behind that at number 14, we've got Captain Blood, which is a pirate-themed action game finally making its long-awaited debut here, and it is touted as a love letter to the golden age of gaming. This game was originally supposed to release over 15 years ago, but it was delayed due to publisher bankruptcy and some legal issues. It's gone now, and in the game you take on the role of Captain Blood, which is a pirate with a knack for sword fighting, cannon battles, and romance in the ladies. In fact, the story is when a local officer's daughter is kidnapped, it's up to you and your crew to save her through these pirate big and little adventures. The game is a nostalgic old school pirate adventure with a modern touch. Check it out.
Captain Blood in stores May 6th. Rated M for mature. Coming Xbox Series.
With that being said, if you're a fan of drifting and cannot wait for JDM Japanese Drift Master, you might be in for a treat when it drops on May 21st globally. I mean, this has been out in Japan for about a month now, but it's finally coming out fully in just a month. Japanese Drift Master is an open world racer which gives you over 250 or over 170 miles of roads to perfect your drifting skills. You get to customize iconic Japanese cars like the Mazda and Nissan to suit your style, and the game's physics strikes a great balance too, accessible yet super satisfying for drift enthusiasts. In fact, what really stands out is that the game doesn't just offer driving, it weaves narrative into the experience with over 40 events plus side quests that are told through mangas. Anyway guys, look, Metal Eden is a sci-fi first-person shooter with a high-octane action and a deep narrative. This game is coming out on May 6 and it casts you as an advanced battle android on a mission to rescue human consciousness stored within energy cores. Now, as you can see, the gameplay emphasizes some soft movement, allowing you to dash and grapple and even wall run, somewhat reminiscent of Doom Eternal and Titanfall. The combat and the cyberpunk aesthetics of the game make it a must-try, I'd have to say, if you're a first-person shooter enthusiast. In fact, we got a new trailer for it too. The game is coming out May 6.
Pours out. You know you want to.
In the name of duty, courage, and truth, I will protect the citizens.
We are standing on the edge looking towards the unknown.
Spirit of the North 2 is straight up art. You play as a solo fox with a raven sidekick, journeying through this massive Nordic-inspired world that's dripping in mystery and magic. Like, your goal here is to track down the lost Guardians and face off against some seriously dark forces. There's over 16 hours of atmospheric adventure packed with secrets, puzzles, and wild landscapes built in Unreal Engine 5. It's chill, emotional, and absolutely stunning. Plus, you can actually check out your Fox and Raven in custom fits. Anyway, the Signature Edition's loaded too. This game hits consoles and it's already on our wishlist. And last but not least, we've got something here called Despelote, which honestly it's not your typical soccer game or football game. It's more like a nostalgic fever dream with a football. Like, you're vibing as an 8-year-old kid, kicking the ball at stuff, messing with people, and getting ready for a cup run. It's first person, a pretty big slice of life, and the ball feels surprisingly real to kick. From the looks of it, the world talks back and the city feels really alive, so basically it hits that sweet spot between goofy and emotional. Photos, real voices, real vibes, like a playable childhood memory. It's a game about chaos you cause on the way. This one hits different on a whole other level.
No es justo. Julián. Carajo, Julián.